Tamale. Hey, what's going on with your YouTube? What's going on with your, you know what it is, Hot Tamale Tuesday. Come on in, come on in. We getting the spectacles, we getting the spectacles right, man. We getting the spectacles right, man. We can't have that glare, man. We getting the spectacles right. Come on in, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We getting the spectacles right this morning. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, just like this. Just like this. Just like this. Boop, 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 boop. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Relax and talk sports. Relax and talk sports in the building with your guy all the time, every time, perfect time. What's up with you, my guy, man? How was that Monday night football last night, man? How was that Monday night football, man? How was that Monday night game last night? I caught a little bit of the game last night, but man, I gotta fight for the remote control around here, man. It's a fight. I got 7, 8, 9 TVs and I still can't watch the game, man. 7, 8, 9 TVs and I still can't watch the game, man. I'm out here supporting ICE in North Carolina. Now, come on, man. He talking about they ramped up ICE in North Carolina, Charlotte. I seen them arrest a 15-year-old. I just seen, when I did my research this morning, I seen they ramped up ICE in New York. They got, what did he say in New York? They didn't just ramp up ICE. They didn't just ramp up ICE in Charlotte. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Remember, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. My brother said he out here supporting ICE. Man, this is what I say. I say they federal employees. You know what I'm saying? How about you? You know, did you see the lady who got arrested? There was a video of ICE. They were about to do a raid and a mom, what we gonna call her, soccer mom, what we gonna call her, a Karen. She honked the horn to let the people know that the ICE agents was about to do a raid. The ICE agents broke down her window and put her and her daughter under arrest. When I say support, it's vital to your survival. Can we get that in the chat? When I say support your government, support the ICE agents, it's vital to your survival. And you know what? I just like remember we talked about Fauci getting a pardon. Some of these politicians and liberal Democrats who are telling citizens to do the things that are getting them arrested. Citizens are out here acting against federal agents and federal orders, and that is against the law. And this is why I have went through the lengths of explaining to my audience what a sanctuary city is, and that sanctuary cities, or check this out, relax and talk sports. Sanctuary cities and ICE-free zones are not based in law. They are not constitutional. There is nothing protecting you. If you are operating as a citizen under the guise of sanctuary city mandates, then you are acting lawlessly. And this is a sad state of America when individuals don't understand that. I'm going to say that again. If you are acting out sanctuary city policies, you are acting lawlessly, because sanctuary city policies are not based in the Constitution and they are not legal. They are not based in law. I read the definition here, so my audience would be abreast. So my audience won't end up like that poor mother and her daughter. If you just tuning in right now, me and my brother, Relax and Talk Sports, another great YouTuber, a great member of the podcast, he brought up the fact that he is supporting ICE in North Carolina because Trump have ramped up ICE in Charlotte and New York. I said I saw a video this morning where ICE arrested a mother and a daughter, a citizen. And people hear liberal media say, oh, a citizen got arrested. Let me explain to you what happened. Because I've told my audience, and I thank you, Relax and Talk Sport, because it means that people are listening and you and your family will be safe. And you and your family will benefit from the federal government and your tax dollars. So I saw a young lady with her daughter honk the horn and warned people that an ICE raid was going to come. That is against the law. So they got arrested. They didn't get arrested because they didn't know they were citizens. The federal agency, this is what the problem is. You hear ICE and you get discombobulated by the liberal media. ICE, you should focus on the federal agent part. Don't get caught up in the catchy name. Don't get caught up in ICE and all the chants about ICE out. These are federal agents with the mandate from the president. And if you impede them in their mandate, you can get prosecuted on a federal level. This is what's not being taught to you by the liberal media. It won't just be a local crime. I'm telling you, the feds have a 90% conviction rate. You do not want to catch a federal case for interfering with ICE doing their federally mandated job. Don't do it. I like my brother just said, relax and talk sports. How about you support the ICE agents? If you see ICE agents on your block doing a raid, be quiet. Let them do their job. Understand that they have been mandated by the federal government. If you get in their way, you could be facing federal charges. Let them do their job. And as a good American, as a good patriot, support them in their job. What I told my audience is, if you have ICE agents in your city, I would do my best to be honest and forthright. Tell them everything you know. Tell them everything you know and cooperate. 100% cooperate fully with the ICE agents. This is something that you should know in elementary school. Always cooperate with the authorities. Always cooperate, especially with the federal government. Who wants to have a fight with the federal government? These are federal agents. And I think when it's a misnomer to say ICE and ICE, people are not understanding these are federal agents with a federal mandate. Pray for the brave ICE agents. And now, thank you for saying that, Midnight Squirrel, because we did the story here about the Dallas ICE shooting, and that kind of went away out the news. Charlie Kirk was so prevalent, and God rest his soul. God rest his soul. God rest his soul. Charlie Kirk, you know what I'm saying? Every time I think about that, I think about my kids. I don't know what people think about when they think about Charlie Kirk, but I think about a young father, and I remember being a 30-year-old father. I'm an old man now, so it's kind of hard to think about being a young father and those young children not having their father. So God rest his soul. But you know, that ICE, that what happened in Dallas, he wrote on the bullet and he said, I want them to be afraid. He said, I want the ICE agents to be afraid to go to work. This is the sentiment, and I have a problem with that. You know, I think it's something wrong in America. I think it need to be more people like me and you guys explaining to people that we need to support the government and support the federal agents, and that the one thing you should not do, the one thing you should never do is impede in the federal agent as they're doing their job. And I think it's sad. And I think we have to hold these politicians accountable, because it's politicians like the liberal mayor and governor in Illinois and Chicago who's telling American citizens, fight back and we're going to push back against ICE and all of this. So somebody hears that, right? People hear liberal mayors and liberal governors say, and Gavin Newsom be on the couch and say, push back against ICE and Trump can't make us do this. And they don't say Trump is the president. They don't say ICE are federal agents. They don't say Trump gave federal agents a federal mandate. No, Gavin Newsom is trying to get people all riled up. So when American citizens listen to Gavin Newsom, American citizens listen to the governor Pritzker of Illinois. And so when they see ICE agents coming down the street, what did the young lady do? She honked the horn. Why do you think she honked the horn, tried to warn people? Because in her head, she's listening to the liberal media. The liberal media media says Donald Trump is authoritarian. The liberal media is telling her that federal agents, this is the gag. You're paying for those federal agents. Everybody's worried about taxes and tariffs. We're going to talk about the tariff check today. Everybody worried about taxes and tariffs. Do you understand your taxes are paying the federal agents' salary and you are trying to stop them from doing it? Makes no sense. The liberal Democrats are programming you to be nonsensical. Your tax dollars pay for those federal agents. Why would you stop them? Why don't Gavin Newsom explain to you that the National Guard are volunteers? Hey, the National Guard are great Americans. The National Guard. Why don't we need to give props to our National Guard? We just had Veterans Day. The National Guard volunteer. Do you volunteer? You need to volunteer to understand what it means to sacrifice time. The National Guard goes to work every day, pays their bills just like you, and then they volunteer. And then Gavin Newsom and Governor Pritzker sit their high and mighty Democratic elite $1 million ass on stage and say, push back against the National Guard, push back against ICE. And they don't never say that, hey, the National Guard is my son. The National Guard volunteers. They don't never say ICE are federal agents. Hey, you need to cooperate with the federal agents or you could face a federal penalty. Why don't Gavin Newsom tell you the truth? Why do they want to set you up? Because I told you, the Democrats want your pain. See, this is how they get ahead. They want you to feel pain. Back at it like a crack at it. What did I say? Back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a phlegmatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we're going to get this done real fast. Today, we are talking about $2,000, 2,000, wow, tariff checks, and I broke the tariff check down. A lot of people didn't understand how you gonna do a tariff check. When did tariffs start collecting money? You got to pay attention to this podcast. This podcast is the #1 podcast on YouTube. Double tap and hit the like button. Double tap and hit the like button. #1, when did tariffs start bringing in revenue? Everybody in my chat right now, we're gonna get an education this morning. When did the tariffs, the Donald Trump tariffs, because we facing a trade deficit, we're in a trade war. Everybody in the chat needs to understand these facts so we can have an intelligent debate. Double tap, hit this cell phone like this. Boop, 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 boop. Double tap, hit the like button. Everybody watching right now, I'm going to ask everybody a big favor. I'm going to ask everybody watching right now who is being entertained, who is learning and benefiting from the podcast, to double tap and hit the like button. And I'm going to say thank you. When did the Donald Trump tariffs go into effect? This is a very important question because we're talking about a $2,000 tariff check. How much is it going to cost? And how much do we have? And when do we start collecting revenue from tariffs? How many of you understood that America has been collecting revenue from the Donald Trump instituted tariffs? Well, let's have an education this morning. The tariffs went into effect August 1st, 2025. So we had a lot of conversation before this. Now, I have spoken to you about the big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful bill was signed into law on July 4th, 4th of July. Born in the USA, 4th of July, the big, beautiful bill was signed into law. And then August 1st, the Donald Trump tariffs to address the trade deficit and the quality of life and wages of American workers went into effect August 1st. Since August 1st, so listen to this. You hear a lot about, oh, we got tariffs over here, and tariffs are a tax. You know that's not a fact, right? Can we get that in the chat? You know tariffs being a tax is not a fact. No one could, that's not factual. That's an opinion of a couple of economists. The tariffs are not a tax. Let me continue. The tariffs started collecting revenue on August 1st. As of today, since August 1st, we have collected $195 billion in tariffs. My audience did the math. If we continue to collect over $200 billion per quarter for the next 4 years, it will amount in a couple $1 trillion to the American people in tariff revenue. Do you understand we can potentially receive these tariff checks every year or every quarter? Are you guys paying attention to pay out? Listen to this. To pay out the $2,000 tariff check, it's going to cost us $300 billion in tariffs. Now, think about what I just explained to you. We've already collected 200 billion in only a matter of months. Over 12 months, we will collect over $1 trillion in tariff revenue. Over 4 years, a couple $1 trillion. So this $2,000 check will not and should not be the first and only check that you potentially could receive from the Donald Trump tariffs. Do you understand the math? Do you understand during the shutdown, tariff revenue was used to pay WIC and wives of soldiers and soldiers' pay because we have been collecting revenue. How many people on the Democrat side? See, the Democrats don't want to tell you the truth about the tariffs because it's a victory for MAGA. This is what I do here. This is a MAGA conservative channel. See, they don't want to tell you the truth about the tariffs because it's a victory for MAGA. Can I say victory for MAGA? See, Chuck Schumer is upset today. Did you know Chuck Schumer is upset today? Chuck Schumer is upset today because Donald Trump voted to free the Epstein files, and the Democrats have nothing else to talk about, and the Democrats did not get extensions on the Affordable Care Act, and you have to face the big, beautiful bill. Everyone in America has to be honest about the changes that are coming per the big, beautiful bill in November 1st. Everybody pay attention to what we're talking about this morning. Somebody said, tariffs are taxes. That is not a fact. I just stated tariffs being a tax is an opinion of a couple of economists, and you cannot prove that to be a fact. And we need to start educating Americans on the truth. The truth is that tariffs went into effect on August 1st, and we have collected over $200 billion in revenue, and now you will potentially receive a $2,000 tariff rebate. Can you dispute those facts? You can say anything you want, but the facts are people in America will receive a $2,000 tariff rebate based on the tariff revenue that's been collected. Now, does that offset that economic so-called principle? I can't hear anything right now. See, people, conscious moron in the chat from Americans who pay those taxes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell them what it is. $2,000 tariff rebate. But see, they don't want to pay attention to the math. How many people conscious knew that we have been collecting tariffs since August 1st? I asked the chat. Nobody had the answer. I'm the one with the answers. I'm the hostess with the mostest. Look at my chocolate toasters. Check me out right now. I asked the chat how many people knew how long we've been collecting tariff revenue. Nobody had the answer. I gave you the answer. August 1st, somebody verify it in the chat. Somebody go to Grok, somebody go to Chat GPT, somebody verify my facts right now. I said we've been collecting tariff revenue since August 1st, and so far we've collected $200 billion in tariff revenue. I've also stated to you the number, how much it's going to cost to pay for it. Because think about it. The Democrats always give you, remember Zorani, Morani, Mondani, he said free buses, but the governor said no. He said free child care, but the governor said no. He said we're going to freeze rent, but the governor. So Marani promised a 3-point plan, but he didn't give you nothing but a sham. I said Zorani, Mondani, and who's the Morani? Promised you a 3-point plan, but he gave you nothing but a sham. See, the Democrats make promises, and then you say, yay, free buses. No one asked for the math. How are we going to pay for the free buses? How are we going to pay for the child care? New York is in debt right now. See, today, this morning, what I am doing right now is what they don't do. I'm giving you the math. I'm giving you the facts. Double tap, hit the like button. Come on now, man. I'm jabbing. Come on. He's cooking this morning. I'm giving you the math. I'm giving you the facts. Double tap, hit the like button. No one else has these facts. I guess so. August 1st is when tariff revenue started being collected. August 1st. Anybody double check my facts? Anybody double check my facts? $200 billion been collected. Now, can somebody tell me how much money is needed to pay out the $2,000 in checks? Because it's important. It's very important. How much money is needed to pay out the $2,000 rebate checks? It's very important. Does anybody, I need someone who disagrees with me. Let's have an intellectual debate. This chat is the best chat. This is the best channel on YouTube. Nobody here on this channel is having this intellectual, political, geopolitical debate like we have here. This is the only place for this debate. How much money is it going to cost to pay out the $2,000 revenue check? You know what I'm saying? How many people know the answer? What is the cost of the $2,000 revenue check? Does anybody know the answer in the chat? Jeffrey Epstein files have been released, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta read that, but let me go to these revenue checks because I didn't start it with the $2,000 checks, man. I didn't start it with the $2,000 checks, man. So let's because I got the Epstein, but I need to get to these $2,000 checks, man. Y'all heard about the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book? Have you heard about the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book? Man. The tariff rebate checks. We're going to get to the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. Did you know for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday in 2003, he got a birthday book, and people like Bill Clinton and a lot of billionaire famous people, and it was like a Playboy book. It had naked pictures. We're going to talk about it. Jeffrey Epstein is a wild boy. Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, wild boy. So, but right now, let's take a sip of this tea. We don't have enough likes, man. What's up with your conscious moron, man? We don't have enough likes, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Chris White said, I'm not giving up on being boss for a couple $2,000 payments. At least Chris has been listening. Chris said for a couple you've been listening, huh, Chris? Chris been listening. Chris understands it's going to be a couple $2,000 payments. Trump had a letter in that book too. He did. He did. Conscious knows about the birthday book. How many people know about the birthday book? Conscious knows about the birthday book. Whoa, boy, you be doing your research, man. That's why you got a wrench, man. He knows about the birthday book. How many people know about the birthday book? We ain't talking about Epstein yet. We ain't talking about Epstein yet. We talking about the checks. Somebody said 2.2 trillion if you pay half, 333 million people. No, that's not how many people are eligible, sadly. Motherfuckers is in jail. People got felonies. Everybody don't get a $2,000 check. Don't y'all remember the last time we got the stimulus checks? Remember the stimulus check? Everybody was mad because everybody don't get it, bro. You got to have like a tax ID. This is when you need to make sure you had your social security. So it's so many people in the ghetto, and there's so many people who not citizens that don't have like their ID up to date, that don't got their social security up to date. If you don't have a bank account, where they going to send the money? Remember the stimulus check? A lot of people, no, that's not the answer. Only a certain number of people, and they know how many people gonna get it. So that's the wrong number. How much this is gonna cost? Let me read this to you. I already know the answer. But I don't want you to get sad if you don't get it. Y'all don't remember the stimulus check? Everybody don't get a check, bro. If you don't got a bank account, if you don't got a ID, if you don't got your social security, if you don't got all your paperwork in order, if you owe taxes, if you owe child support, come on, man. Y'all remember, man. Y'all remember. Come on, man. Yo, you not getting the check, bro. You already said I'm not changing for a couple. You wasn't getting the check anyway. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. Everybody right now, if you enjoying the channel, if you learned something, I ask you to please hit the like button. Hit your cell phone. Everybody's not getting a $2,000 check. If you owe taxes, if you owe child support, if you're in debt, if your bank account is in the rears, you don't get. Remember the stimulus check. Everybody won't get a $2,000 check. Everybody won't. Come on, man. Come on. It just research. Just ask Grok, ask ChatGPT how much it's going to cost. Let me talk to you right now. We're talking about the tariff rebate check, $2,000 rebate check based on the tariff revenue. Does anybody in the chat know how much revenue we've collected so far, and when did we start collecting tariff revenue? Come on, man. tariff rebate checks. Y'all are hilarious. This the best chat. This the best chat. Y'all are hilarious. This the best. Y'all, I love y'all. This the best chat, man. I love y'all. Tariff rebate checks. Trump detailed his proposed tariff dividend plan amid aiming to issue $2,000 stimulus checks to eligible Americans. Just listen. Eligible. Trump detailed his proposed tariff dividend plan aiming to issue $2,000 stimulus checks to eligible Americans, targeting middle and low income households affected by new import tariffs starting in mid to late 2026. He described it as a way to offset trade war costs funded by revenue from tariffs on China and other nations. That is the fact, Jack. During the White House meeting with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Trump discussed potential $21 billion in arms investment deals, prioritizing business ties over human rights lectures. Separately, he declined to rule out deploying U.S. troops to Venezuela amid escalating tensions with President Nicolas Maduro, signaling a hawkish stance on Latin America intervention. Trump spoke at the McDonald's Impact Summit on the workforce development and fast food industry innovations. He also gaggled with reporters in Palm Beach over this weekend, touching on immigration crackdowns. This is what we started with, and World Cup preparations. Did y'all know those facts? So how much is it going to cost to pay for? It's going to cost $300 billion. It's going to cost $300 billion to pay out the $2,000 tariff checks. And we've collected almost $200 billion since August 1st, when the tariff checks started being collected. Chuck Schumer deflects Epstein files, query to Trump viral Capitol class. Did you know about Chuck Schumer deflecting on Epstein files? Did you know about the birthday book? Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer redirected a reporter's question about the Biden administration failure to release a full Jeffrey Epstein files toward former President Trump during a Monday encounter outside the Capitol. This is what Stephen A. Smith said. This is what we already said. How come the Democrats didn't release the files? Did you guys know the Democrats could have released the same files? The files that just got released were released by the Republicans, by Donald Trump. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer redirected a reporter's question about Biden administration failure to release the full Jeffrey Epstein files toward former President Donald Trump during a Monday encounter outside the Capitol. The exchange, which highlighted ongoing demands for transparency in Epstein's investigations, quickly went viral on X with widespread criticism of a pivot. Trump has now endorsed the bipartisan Epstein. Trump has now endorsed bipartisan Epstein files, Transparency Act scheduled for the House vote, to mandate the Justice Department to disclose all the documents within 90 days. Let's go to the video. Did you see Chuck Schumer? Let's go to Chuck Schumer.
So many Americans are asking, what the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released?
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Or not every American, but so many Americans are asking, what the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released?
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Or not every American, but so many Americans are asking, what the hell is he hiding?
What is who hiding? Is he talking about Biden? Because the question was, why didn't Biden release the files? And he did a pivot. Did you see that? Let's read it again. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer redirected a reporter's question about Biden. Biden. Why didn't Biden release the files? The full Jeffrey Epstein files, right? That was the question. Chuck Schumer had no answer. You know why this is happening? Because they didn't get the extension on the Affordable Care. They shut down the government for 43 days. Chuck Schumer is surprised that he has to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's go talk about Jeffrey Epstein. We talked about the birthday book. We're gonna get to the birthday book. Did you guys know it was a birthday book? Huh? Did you guys know it was a birthday book? Huh? I just want to know. Did y'all know it was a birthday book? Jeffrey Epstein's, huh? Let's go to this birthday book, man. Because Bill Clinton's note to Jeffrey Epstein. So Bill Clinton wrote a note to Jeffrey Epstein in this so-called birthday book that Jeffrey Epstein got when he was 50 years old. This is
both his birthday, but
this is Charlemagne the God. This is Charlemagne the God. Fair use. We just gonna react to this. This Charlemagne the God talking about a birthday.
It's funny how the news works. Because Bill Clinton, wrote a letter to Jeffrey Epstein as well for his birthday, but nobody's talking about that. Mm-hmm.
So Bill Clinton wrote a letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday, but nobody is talking about that. Somebody in the chat said old news. I'm gonna read it to you because I never knew about it. The Bill Clinton letter to Jeffrey Epstein. The letter that you're referring to is actually a handwritten note from former President Bill Clinton, included, listen to this, in a leather-bound birthday album compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday on January 20th, 2003. All facts and details and tidbits. People say that you knew it, but I don't think so. This multi-volume book collected messages from about 50 prominent figures, including politicians, business leaders, celebrities, categorized under sections like friends. Epstein's associates at the time included high-profile names from France. Remember the guy who got in trouble over there, the prince's cousin? Media and politics, and the album was professionally bound in New York. Clinton's note appears in the Friends section. Let's say that again. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. The Jeffrey Epstein files have been voted to be released by the Republicans. Now we are learning about a birthday book that was given to Jeffrey Epstein when he was 50 years old, 2003, January 20th. Within that birthday book is a letter from President Clinton. I'm giving you the details. Clinton's note appears in the Friends section alongside entries from figures like billionaire Leon Black, media mogul Mark Zuckerman, fashion designer Vera Wang, lawyer Alan Dershowitz, y'all see him on CNN, and British politician Peter Mandelson. All of these people in Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book at his birthday party. Some other contributions in the book were being well wishes, while others included, listen to this, crude or sexually suggestive content, photos of Epstein, sometimes nude. This hardbound leather book with letters from Bill Clinton had nude photos of Jeffrey Epstein and drawings referencing women or exploits. Clinton's entry is a single paragraph in a distinctive handwriting signed Bill Clinton. Did you guys know this? Who knew about the birthday book? Double tap, hit the like button. I'm giving you so much information right now. I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask politely, everyone watching right now, if you are learning something, double tap, hit the like button. If you're being entertained, thank you very much. We're discussing Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book. Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book that had Bill Clinton's letter and that had sexual innuendos. The full context of the Clinton note, according to reports from the Wall Street Journal, which reviewed the album and the House Oversight Committee. Did you guys understand that the Jeffrey Epstein files have been released by Donald Trump? It could have been released by Biden. I just showed you Chuck Schumer, and people are now asking the Democrats, now that the Jeffrey Epstein files have been released, why didn't you release them? The question that's being asked by Chuck Schumer was very upset. Why didn't the Democrats release the Epstein files? Why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? They're not talking about the shutdown because the Democrats lost the shutdown. People want to know, why didn't you release the Epstein files? Because now they're released and we're learning about everything about Bill Clinton and all these Democrats. Bill Clinton going to the island, Bill Clinton being on the plane. Now we learn about Bill Clinton saying happy birthday to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's keep reading. According to reports from the Wall Street Journal, who reviewed the album, and the House Oversight Committee who just voted to release the Epstein files, who is ran by Republicans. Did you know the House majority is Republicans? The House majority is Republicans. That's who voted. That's who voted to release the Epstein files. The House Oversight Committee public release of Epstein estate documents in 2025. Do you understand? This is from the House committee ran by a Republican majority. That's how we have this information. The note reads like, this is what Bill Clinton wrote. Listen, everybody, double tap, hit the like button. We're about to read the note. I am about to read to you what Bill Clinton wrote in the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted as long. Listen to this. Bill Clinton is saying to Jeffrey Epstein, it's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted as long across the years of learning and knowing, adventures, and also your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. Signed, Bill Clinton. There's an illegible word. It's obscured in scans, but the phrasing praises Epstein. Listen to this. Bill Clinton's phrases praises Epstein, enduring childlike curiosity and drive to make a difference. Remember, I told you that Jeffrey Epstein donated to Time's Up. Jeffrey Epstein was a donator to Time's Up and an early donator to Me Too. Let's read the letter. Let's read the letter that Bill Clinton wrote to Jeffrey Epstein in the birthday book. It is reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted this long. What does he mean? It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted this long across the years of learning and knowing. He's 50 years old. Do you guys understand? Jeffrey Epstein was 50 years old in 2003. That means he was almost 60 years old in 2008 when his first arrest came, where he pled guilty. Let me look it up right now. Let's look it up right now. When was Jeffrey Epstein first? When was Jeff Epstein first guilty? First guilty. Was it 2008, 2009? So Jeffrey Epstein was convicted June 30th, 2008. Jeffrey Epstein was first found guilty in criminal court on June 30th, 2008. He received his birthday book from Bill Clinton in 2003. He said he was 50 years old. So what was it? 5 years later, he's 55 years old. How long was he doing what he was doing? Think about that. And Bill Clinton, I just wanted to point that out, that Jeffrey Epstein, when first he's arrested, he's 55 years old. And President Clinton is saying how great it is. Let me read it. When Jeffrey Epstein is first arrested, he's 55 years old. How long was he doing dirt? Now, let me read what the president said. It's reassuring, isn't it? It's reassuring. This is what Bill Clinton wrote to Jeffrey Epstein at 50. How long had he known Jeffrey Epstein at this time? How long, let's ask, how long total did Bill Clinton know Jeffrey Epstein? To say that, I just want to know. I just want to check some facts, because we're reading a letter from Bill Clinton to Jeffrey Epstein on his birthday. They crossed paths in the early 1990s. That's what it's saying. So let's just go with 1990. Okay, they know each other up until 2008. So Bill Clinton knew Jeffrey Epstein for a total of 15 years. Bill Clinton knew Jeffrey Epstein for a total of 15 years. Huh? Based on flight logs, White House visitor records, court documents, and statements from Clinton office, here's a documented timeline. The total duration of their known association is approximately 15 years. From 1993 initial contact to 2008. That 15 years. 15 Bill Clinton, that's a modest estimate. That's a modest estimate that Bill Clinton knew Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years. Now let's read the letter he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein on his birthday. I hope that gives us a little context. I hate to be a stickler, but I just wanted to give us a little context. It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted as long across the years. He's 50 years old. He wasn't arrested till 55. Bill Clinton has known him almost 20 years. And Bill Clinton writes in his birthday book at 50 years old, it's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted as long across the years of learning and knowing adventures. Learning and knowing adventures. What kind of adventures? He went to the island over 20 times. Donald Trump said he went to the island over 20 times. So what type of adventures is he referring to? Bill Clinton is saying great adventures. We've had a lot of great adventures. What type of adventures do you have with a Jeffrey Epstein? Now think about this. Jeffrey Epstein is a dirtbag, right? And Bill Clinton is the type of guy who would have sex with a 23-year-old girl in the White House while he was president with his wife in the house. Bill Clinton cheated on his wife in the White House while he was president with a little girl, 23-year-old, and she kept the periwinkle blue dress and kept the evidence with a semen stain that was so large it reminded you of Lake Erie. So there was no denying what Bill Clinton did and the type of person Bill Clinton is, because the 20-year-old kept the dress, and we all saw how big the stain was and that it happened in the White House. So you have to put this in context that Bill Clinton, who cheated on his wife while she was at home with the 20-year-old while he was president, hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. It's reassuring to have lasted as long across the years, learning and knowing adventures. This is Bill Clinton to Jeffrey Epstein on his birthday. Also, you have a childlike curiosity and drive to make a difference. And listen to this, childlike curiosity, a drive to make a difference, and solace of friends. Bill Clinton is acknowledging friendship. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Let's give some context and background and authenticity. This was written 2 decades before Epstein's 2019 arrest and death, during a period when Epstein was a financier with ties to elites, including Clinton, who flew on Epstein's plane multiple times for the Clinton Foundation and worked between 2002 and 2003. Clinton has stated he cut ties with Epstein over a decade before the 2019 charges, meaning that he cut ties when he got arrested the first time. If you believe that, because he got out early when his wife was secretary under Obama. Do you guys remember Jeffrey Epstein was released 6 to 9 months early under the Obama presidency after being pled guilty and being sentenced to incarceration? Jeffrey Epstein was released early by the Obama administration allowed to fly on his private plane. Now, after being convicted of such a crime and confessing to such a crime and actually going to jail for the crime, well, he didn't really go to jail. He got to leave out 8 hours a day. So after going to jail for such a crime, don't you think it's odd that he was given his private plane and given access to a private island? Maybe he should have had to stay at home. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein should have stayed at home. But think about this. Under Barack Obama, under Biden, under Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein was able to go home early. Jeffrey Epstein was able to go home. You know I've been doing my research. You know I've been doing my research, right? You know I know my facts, right? Double tap, hit the like button. I'm going to ask everybody watching right now who's enjoying the podcast, who's enjoying the information, to double tap, hit the like button, let YouTube and everybody know that you're enjoying the conversation and you're actually learning something and you're benefiting from the conversation, so we can expand the conversation a little bit more. This is how you do it. Double tap, hit the like button. There's 3 ellipses in the top right-hand corner. You hit those 3 dots. It allows you to hit the like button. Down in the lower left-hand corner, there's a downward-facing chevron. Hit that chevron. You can hit the heart emoji. You can hit the laugh emoji. We're going to go into some background of this letter. So the letter was written 2 decades before Epstein 2019 arrest and death, during a period where Epstein was a financier with ties to elites, including Clinton, who flew on the Epstein plane multiple times for Clinton Foundation work between 2002 2003. You know, there's a whole thing about the Clintons in Jamaica. We're not going to get into it right now. Were the Clintons using Jeffrey Epstein's plane when they were in Jamaica and all those bad? Let's keep going. Clinton has stated he cut ties with Epstein over a decade before the 2019 charges and was unaware of his crimes. A spokesman declined to comment, but referred to prior statements. Public release. The House Oversight Committee. Can we keep saying it? The House Oversight Committee, who's ran by the Republican. The House Oversight Committee, who's ran by the Republicans. Double tap, hit the like button. What's going on out here? Let's Monica was the original. Come on, man. Y'all keeping it going. She only got y'all keeping it going. There's a guilty Democrat Republican. Y'all keeping it going, man. Okay, they all need to go. We ain't tired of those guys. Come on, man. Double tap it to like. I like what y'all talking about. Let's keep it going. Listen to this, you guys. The public release. How do we know about this? Why are we talking about this? This is what's so important. This is why Chuck Schumer got in trouble. This is why Chuck Schumer was upset, because people want to know, why didn't the Democrats do this? Why didn't the Democrats provide you this information? What's up, Terry? What's up, Terry? How you doing this morning, Terry? Thank you for coming in and supporting. The sad part is these are people that led the people, and we watch the extremity of the mental health and wonder what the F is happening. There's your sign. Great commentary. Thank you for watching and donating and commenting and supporting. Everybody, hit the like button, hit the super chat. If you want me to read your comment, go ahead and hit the Cash App, $ Big D Ranch. We are talking about Jeffrey Epstein files being released by the House Oversight Committee in the majority-run Republican Congress. I here have been teaching my audience about the congressional math. It's very important to understand the congressional math. The House right now sits at 219, 213. What you need to understand is that it is a majority Republican Congress. Nothing is getting done without the Republicans right now. Do you understand? The Republicans are the one who are running the House Oversight Committee. The Republicans are the one who are heading up the release of the Epstein files. This is what you need to know. And the House Oversight Committee are the ones who released the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. And that's why we're able to have this discussion this morning. I agree. That's why Trump wants the documents released. Let's go to the background. And the House Oversight Committee obtained the full 238-page album. Listen to this. The House Oversight Committee, led by the Republicans, obtained the full 238-page album from Epstein's estate via subpoena. Did you guys know that? And released it. Did you guys know that? They got it via subpoena, doing their job. The Republicans be doing their job. While the Democrats be saying, oh, the Republicans, we hate them. They're not actually doing politics. What do you mean doing politics? You know, subpoena prosecutions, you know, prosecuting Latia James, prosecuting Adam Schiff, prosecuting James Comey, subpoena and Bill and Hillary Clinton over the James Comey Russia hoax, you know, doing real work, you know, changing the rules in the Senate to approve 43 nominees in one day. And like this right here, getting a subpoena to get the release of this birthday book so you know about the relationship between Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. Shout out to the House Oversight Committee. Shout out to the majority-led Mike Johnson, MAGA majority, MAGA magnificent, MAGA majority-led House Oversight Committee and the House Republicans who have the congressional math 219 and 213. Do your math. Do your homework. They released this as part of an ongoing probe in the Epstein's network. You can view the scanned pages as a PDF. House Oversight Epstein file. They said we could view the scanned pages of the birthday book, the first 50 years. Look at this leather-bound book that was gifted to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday. This is a leather-bound book that was gifted to Jeffrey Epstein on his birthday by Ghislaine Maxwell. And it look at the table of contents. It had family, Brooklyn. Look at this. Girlfriends, blocked out children, friends. Look at that. Bill Clinton. Do you guys see this? This is the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. Let me go back. The first 50 years. What are we looking at today, ladies and gentlemen? Hit the like button, double tap, hit the like button. No one else is sharing this information with you. House Oversight Committee releases the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book with letters from friends, including President Bill Clinton. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, who is presenting to you this information, baby? Who is presenting to you this information? Double tap, hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat, man. #1 podcast, man. #1 with real facts, man. We are talking about the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book and Bill Clinton contributions. The House Oversight Committee releasing all this information. The Jeffrey Epstein files are released. The Jeffrey Epstein, double tap and hit it every day in my chat. Y'all been saying, release the files, release the files. But what really happened when the files got released? What really happened when the files got released? Well, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer had to deflect. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer had to deflect.
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking.
Why wouldn't they have been released when Biden was in office? Senator Chuck Schumer, why didn't you release? Because you were senator just 10 months ago. Because we're not talking about 5 years ago. We're talking about just 10 months ago. So, Senator, why didn't you release the files? Huh? Why didn't you release the files? Huh? Let's take a look at this Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. Let's take a look at this Jeffrey Epstein birthday book released by the House Oversight Committee. These are pictures from the leather-bound Jeffrey Epstein birthday book celebrating his 50th birthday. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? Was he the god of war? Who was Jeffrey Epstein? I just want to know, who was Cub Scout graduation? Who was Jeffrey Epstein? Huh? Who was Jeffrey? Look at Jeffrey. How long Was he doing what he was doing? Huh? Huh? How long was he doing what he was doing? Happy birthday. May 2003 proved to be the year you are most happy. I have been very busy reminiscing since Ghislaine asked me to write about you. Huh? Who is Jeffrey Epstein? I recall you refused to go to sleep. Who is Jeffrey Epstein? After a time, switched to who is Jeffrey Epstein? Huh? Who is Jeffrey Epstein? Look at these letters. Look at this is a leather-bound birthday book. Leather-bound birthday book for Jeffrey Epstein, Brooklyn. How I remember Jeffrey. Jeffrey was born average size. This is the boogeyman. We are revealing the boogeyman this morning, you guys. We are revealing the boogeyman this morning. Huh? Who is that? Did he have aliases? Who is that, you guys? There he is as a young man. Huh? Who else is giving you this information, man? Who else is giving you this information, man? Huh? Huh? What is that? What is that right there? Okay, okay. Look at this evidence. Look how much evidence we have to support the, oh man, can we say this conspiracy still? What is this? What is this right here? Who are these individuals? Huh? Jeffrey Epstein birthday book, you guys. Look at this. Look at this. Taiwan. Now remember what the guy said. He said, I gave Jeffrey Epstein a deal because Jeffrey Epstein was working for the government. Huh? He said, I gave Jeffrey Epstein a deal because he was working for the government, right? That's what he said. He said he gave Jeffrey Epstein a deal because he was working for the government. Huh? Jeffrey Epstein, New York financier. Huh? Who is Jeffrey Epstein? Was he smoking? Was he smoking? Man, what's going on, man? Who is Jeffrey Epstein, you guys? Here we go. That's the famous jet. This the famous jet. This the famous jet. Look at Jeffrey Epstein on the jet. Okay. 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 This is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Epstein. What's this? Who is that? This is how they play around. This is how they play around. Check them out. Check them out, you guys. Have you seen these photos before? Thank you to the House Oversight Committee. Huh? Have you seen these photos before? Number one podcast in the land. Number one podcast in the land. Number one podcast in the land. What we talking about this morning? We talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files being released. Bill Clinton handwritten note in Epstein's birthday book. The note is centered on a white page with minimal decoration, no photos or illustrations attached. It is unsigned in the visible text, but attributed via handwriting analysis by the Wall Street Journal and committee. The bottom has a fake binder crease from the original leather-bound volume book. Media outlets have cropped and published the scan. Here's a direct link to high resolution version of the House Oversight Committee of September Clinton note. Now, I think they don't want us to see that scan, but Epstein note, full context download, prominent contributors to the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. So the 50-page book has 3 volumes. It's a scrapbook compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell as a gift for Epstein on his 50th birthday on January 20th, 2003. It features handwritten notes, drawings, photos, stories from around 150 Epstein associates organized. Now, this is not the black book. Now, everybody understand, this is not the black book. Now, listen, this is not the black book. This is the birthday book. I got to tell you that the black book is something else. There is a Jeffrey Epstein directory or black book that was created. Again, this was not created by Jeffrey Epstein. This was created by Ghislaine Maxwell. The black book or the phone book was created by his staff, and that was used in the prosecution in 2008. It was released by Gawker in 2009. Okay, let's keep going. It features handwritten notes from 150 years. Did you know that, Terry, you are absolutely right. 150 Epstein associates organized into sections like family, friends. Bill Clinton appeared under friends, business, science. Family, friends. Bill Clinton appeared under friends, business, and science. Now, more provocative ones like girlfriends and girl-friends. Wow. I didn't realize it was 2 designations. We just looked at the context and the table, but wow. So they're within the book. Within this book, this birthday present, there is a section for friends and family, business and science. But wait, there's a section for girlfriends, and then there's a section for girl-friends. And now remember, Ghislaine Maxwell created this. This is crazy. The way these people operate. Why create this book? Why create this book like this? There's so many evidence that was left around. I don't understand why we're still debating this stuff. Contributions range from being well wishes, family photos, to crude sexualized jokes and images. Drawings of nude figures or Epstein with young women. The book was kept private for over 2 decades as its personal item in Jeffrey Epstein's possession until his death. They didn't have this book until his death in 2019. Based on the House Oversight Committee, released the reporting from outlets like Wall Street Journal, The Guardian, Wikipedia. Here is the names of some of the contributors and what they said. We focusing on high profile names. It was over 150. So the first name I'm gonna go over is Bill Clinton, former U.S. president, handwritten note praising Epstein childlike drive to make a difference in solace of friends. Peter Mandelson called Epstein my best pal and intelligent, sharp-witted, and included photos of them together. Peter Mandelson is a UK politician, former EU commissioner, Labour Party, and UK left of center. Leon Black, billionaire investor, Apollo Global, Republican donor, GOP ties, handwritten poem joking about Epstein as Vanity Fair poster child, listen to this, catching blonde and red brunette women like the old man and the sea. These people, man. Alan Dershowitz, who is the person that's the message has been held? Who is it, man? So we can get him up out of here. Who is it? YouTube, get him up out of here. Oh man, fun fact, Ghislaine Maxwell owned a house now. Who? Come on, man. Every day the same thing. How's everybody doing? Those checks is coming, baby. Those checks is coming. $2,000 rebate checks, baby. $2,000 rebate checks, baby. All right, how's everybody doing, man? Thank you. Another moderator just handled it. Thank you so much. All right, Alan Dershowitz. What we're talking about today, the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. The House Oversight Committee has voted to release the Epstein files. Everybody in the chat should be excited. Donald Trump supports Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everybody, MAGA is on the Viva Donald Trump. MAGA is on the same page. Don't listen to the news report. MAGA is on the same page. There is one MAGA. There is one America. Make America great again. We released the Epstein files. We got the hostages back home. We got the government back open. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Let's go, baby. Just Jinx, what's up with you? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Double tap hit the like button and join the channel. You see how Just Jinx look in the chat? You look like that when you join the channel. Boy, that's a great thumbnail. You're looking good, man. You're looking good. I'm going over the high-profile individuals in the birthday book. So we're talking about Leon Black, and now we're talking about Alan Dershowitz. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein 50th birthday leather-bound book created by Ghislaine Maxwell with personal letters from friends like Bill Clinton, who flew on the Jeffrey Epstein plane over 20 times. What's up, Michelle? Alan Dershowitz, Harvard law professor and attorney, mock Vanity Fair cover with headlines touting Epstein's success, joked about convincing the magazine to profile him. Wow. Conservative leaning. Okay, let's keep going. Leslie Wexner. Billionaire retail mogul, Victoria's Secret founder, short note. I wanted to get you what you want, so here it is, followed by a drawing of breasts. Wow. Do you guys know who Leslie Wexner is? Look it up. He wrote him a note. Republican donor, GOP supporter gave Epstein power of attorney. So Leslie Wexner gave Epstein power of attorney. Mortimer Zuckerman, a media mogul, philanthropist, New York Daily News owner. All these people were Jeffrey Epstein's friends. Did you guys know this? Joked about searching his newspaper. I mean, these people were so close to Jeffrey Epstein. They were at his 50th birthday party, included in his 50th birthday book, leather-bound book, that ended up being his until 2019 when he died. No one ever saw this book. This was a personal book. Ghislaine Maxwell created the book. This is amazing information that the House Oversight Committee, ran by Republicans, has released to us, and today we're going over it. Double tap at the like button. This is the best podcast. Mortimer Zuckerman, media mogul, philanthropist. He owns the New York Daily. This is Jeffrey Epstein's friends list. Leslie Wexner, Victoria's Secret. Mortimer Zuckerman, owner of the New York Daily. Vera Wang, fashion mogul, billionaire. All these billionaires is in his 50th birthday book as his close friends. These are not regular people. These people appear in this leather-bound book. Leslie Wexner, Mortimer Zuckerman, Vera Wang, Alan Dershowitz. Come on, man. What is the picture that we're painting today? Suggested as shopping trip, joked Epstein should appear on The Bachelor to find love. Nathan Mithroyd, tech entrepreneur, photographer, former Microsoft CTO, another billionaire. So this is high up. Now we know about his friendship with Bill Gates. Remember what I reported. Now let me just tell you facts and be honest about his relationship with Bill Gates. Let's talk about his relationship with Bill Gates. Remember, I gave you the facts on his relationship with Bill Gates. Remember how we went over the relationship with Bill Gates? We talked about what Melinda Gates said about the divorce. Linda Gates said, I asked him to stop spending so much time with Jeffrey, and he wouldn't, right? And that do you guys remember that when we talked about that? Melinda Gates said that she divorced Bill Gates because she asked him to stop spending so much time with Jeffrey Epstein, and he would not. Now I'm reading to you that one of Jeffrey Epstein's friends that is so close that he appeared in his birthday book is a person named Nathan, and he was the former CTO of Microsoft. Man, how many connections of photos from Africa trip, mating lions, zebras, and screaming monkey, and zebras' visible penis said photos were more appropriate than words. Wow. Martin Nowak, Harvard mathematician, evolutionary biologist, pages on language evolution and evolutionary dynamics, tying into Epstein's science funding interests. Murray Gell-Mann, Nobel laureate and physicist. These are people that are close to Jeffrey Epstein. Interlisted but details sparse. Why? Come on, man. This has been a great day, man. This has been. Let's see. What else I got for you, man? We got some good stuff, man. We got the $2,000 checks. Where are my $2,000 checks at, y'all? We talked about Epstein. Let's go. Y'all, where these $2,000 checks at, man? I'm gonna get to the checks. Let's get to the money. Somebody in the chat was just saying you're not gonna get those checks. Jeffrey Epstein first guilty plea was in 2008. Let me see, man. Let's see about these checks, man. Everybody wants to know about the checks, man. Let's talk about it, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. More. Double tap, hit the like button, everybody. I got these gummy bears. Anybody like gummy bears? Trump proposed $2,000 tariff dividend checks. Give me one. They've been getting their free con. Who been getting their free con? You're a Diddy supporter. I support Diddy. I like baby oil. Lavender baby oil. What's your favorite baby oil? This is the thing I hated about the baby oil. They didn't say what kind of baby oil. There's different kind of baby oil. You know what I'm saying? There's different kind of baby oil. You got the lavender baby oil. You got the oil baby oil. Then you got like this gel baby oil. A lot of different kind of baby oil. And it depends on the purpose that you're going to use the baby oil for. So there's a lot of details that were left out that I would like to know. Puff, what kind of baby oil was it? Was it lavender? Was it the gel? Was it the oil? Was it the liquid? You know, was it jasmine? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Trump proposed 2,000 tariff dividend checks. Key details. President Donald Trump has been aggressively promoting a plan to distribute $2,000 tariff dividend payments to middle and lower income Americans, framing it as a direct rebate from revenue generated by his administrating sweeping tariffs on imports from China and other countries. Remember that I told you that. The idea was Trump first floated in vague terms early this year, gained traction with November 9, 2025 Truth Social post, where he declared people that are against tariffs are fools. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Trump doubled down. Let's see. Let me see. Trump doubled down on November 17, telling reporters in the Oval Office that payments could start probably in the middle of next year or a little bit later than that, targeting individuals of moderate income. This marks the first most concrete timeline he's offered, positioning the rebates as a populist offset to the higher consumer prices driven by tariffs. The proposal echoes the pandemic-era stimulus checks, two of which Trump signed into law in 2020, but it's tied to trade policy revenue rather than broad economic relief. Did you guys know any of this? Let me give you these good facts, man. Trump argues the funds will come from trillions in tariff inflows. Remember, we did the math. Remember I told you trillions, which he says are fueling U.S. manufacturing booms. We told you about the $500 million from Japan, $10 million from Toyota alone. Toyota said we're investing $10 billion in manufacturing plants in America, multiple plants, $10 billion. $500 billion investment deal signed by Trump and the Japanese brand new prime minister. You probably wasn't paying attention because you was worried about your food stamps, but we reported it here. Trump argues that the funds will come from trillion in tariff inflows, which he says are fueling the U.S. economy booms and debt reduction. Any surplus after rebates would substantially pay down national debt. And we talk about trillions. However, experts and even some administration officials have raised red flags about feasibility, cost, and economic ripple effects. I think we're doing all right. Who would qualify? Now, earlier people were saying how many people would, somebody right now said, I need that 2,000. So please listen, I need everybody right now. I'm going to ask a favor. If you are enjoying the show, if you are learning or being entertained, I'm going to ask that you double tap and hit the like button. I'm going to ask that you double tap and hit the like button. We're going to get into who will qualify for the tariff, right? We're going to get into who will qualify for the tariffs. Yeah, that's it. I seen them heart emojis. That's what I'm talking about. Double tap them heart emojis. Double tap the smiley face, the happy face. Double tap hit the like button. We are talking about $2,000 tariff stimulus rebate checks to qualifying Americans. We're going to get into who qualifies. Double tap hit the like button. Details remain fuzzy. Details remain fuzzy without formal legislation. But based on Trump's statements and historical precedents, that's what I told you about the last stimulus, target group, primary middle income and lower income individuals, explicitly excluding high income people. Likely thresholds are modeled after 2020 stimulus rules. Remember, eligibility could phase out for singles earning over $75,000 or couples above $150,000. If you make that much money, you're not getting a stimulus check. I just had to be the one to break it to you. Check this out. Likely thresholds modeled after 2020 stimulus rules. Eligibility could phase out for singles earning $75,000 or couples above $150,000 annually, with full payments for those below. This might cover about 60% of U.S. households, roughly 150 million people, including dependents. That is a damn shame. 60% of Americans are below the poverty line. Let's have a talk this morning. Per person basis. Checks, payments will go to adults and potential children, not just head of households. Exclusion. High earners are out, but exact income cutoffs are not defined as of yet. Timeline and distribution. Expected rollout mid to late 2026 per Trump latest comments, possibly starting as early as summer. This aligns with projected tariff revenue ramps in 2026. How delivered? Likely via IRS direct deposit or checks, similar to past stimulus, but Treasury Secretary Scott Bisick suggested on November 9th that it could come in lots of forms, potentially as a tax credit or cuts from early 2025 legislation, e.g. no taxes or tips over time. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt confirmed on November 12th that Trump is committed and officials are exploring ways to execute. Can we get into the math? Can we get into the math? We're talking about this morning, $2,000 tariff rebate checks. This morning, double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You are watching the Perfect Timing Podcast, top of the mid-morning podcast from an OG perspective. I'm the OG. My name is Perfect. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast, top of the mid-morning podcast from an OG perspective. Double tap, hit the like button, and subscribe. Subscribe and hit the super chat. When you subscribe, you're going to get a plus sign. Hit the plus sign and join the channel. Right now, we got a special. It's called a $2 holler. $2 holler. You can join the channel for $2. When you join the channel, you get exclusive videos, live, exclusive coverage only for you as a member. You get special emojis. You get your name lit up in the chat. Terry, you should have joined the channel 5 hours ago. It's $2, Terry. Join the channel, become a member, support the channel. Hit the like, share, subscribe, double tap, hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. We're going to talk about the math. Man, those gummy bears were so good. I got a couple more. I want to eat them, but I don't want to be rude. I hate when people eat on the podcast. I do. I think it's so disrespectful. But I fast. You know, I fast. I don't eat. I don't eat till like it's 1 o'clock now. You know, it's Taco Tuesday. Typically, my wife, I will just need time. Life is bad right now, but I got you. I love you, Terry. Don't even worry about it. Just keep watching and support it. Terry said, I got you. Don't even worry. Isn't that socialism? What's socialism? Yeah, putting $2,000 to work is great. Hey, Donna, what's socialism? Today is Taco Tuesday. My wife normally would bring me home tacos, but I told her don't worry about it. I think I'm gonna go take out some chicken so I can grill some chicken. She can make me some tacos. I need some good tortillas though. Last time she made me tacos, I didn't like them because the tortillas, you can't get the cheap tortillas. I tell you, sometime your wife, you know, I take good care of my wife, and she brought me them cheap tortillas. It made me think that she didn't love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna bring me those cheap tortillas? Like, I did all that work. I grilled the chicken. I marinated the chicken. And you gonna bring me them cheap tortillas? How you gonna do your boy like that? Double tap at the like button. Funding and cost. Let's get into the math. Let's get into the math of the tariff rebate checks. What's gonna be the source? How are we gonna pay for it? Double tap at the like button. Now you're going to have the information and go to your local barbershop, your local beauty salon, your local nail salon, and you're going to have the good education from the Perfect Timing Podcast that you can have the debate. I'm going to give you the facts, just the facts, Jack. How much is it going to cost? Where the money going to come from? Let's do the math right now. Source, tariff due. Source, tariff duties on imports, which have generated 195 to around 220 billion in the fiscal year 2025, including pre-Trump tariffs. Projections, 2 to 300 billion annually starting 2026, potentially 3 trillion over a decade. Remember, we said 3 trillion. And aren't we in $1 trillion debt? America's in $1 trillion debt with no daylight. There's no way to see the end. Nobody's ever thought about how we're going to start and when we're going to start paying back the debt. Do you realize with the Trump tariffs, this is the first time I've ever heard of that America might start paying back our $1 trillion debt, and that we can make the dollar worth value again. That's really make America great again. Giving the dollar value, paying down the American debt, making America great again, making your dollar worth more, making your quality of life better, making the workers' quality of life better. That's what this whole thing is about. So listen to what I told you. I told you this already. The tariffs so far have raised about $200 billion for fiscal year 2025. The projected revenue that we will get is anywhere from $200 to $300 billion annually starting in 2026. There's a potential of $3 trillion that could actually pay down our $1 trillion debt. The estimated cost per round for the $2,000 checks is around 300. Remember, I told you that earlier. 300 to 600 billion per round, depending on eligibility, double or more than annual revenue. Per the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget and Tax Foundation, this could require borrowing, adding to the 38 trillion national debt Trump aims to reduce. Don't listen to that part. Challenges and hurdles, legal hurdles. These checks are going to need congressional approval via tax code changes. Trump can't unilaterally issue checks. GOP senators like Josh Hawley have floated bills. For example, one of the bills is called the American Worker Rebate Act for $600 to $2,000 to $2,400 checks. Write that down so you know who to support in your next election. If you want to support a politician who has a bill and legislation that's going to get you your checks, listen to this. Josh Hawley has a bill called the American Worker Rebate Act, and if that becomes a law, that's how you get your $2,000 check. But colleagues call it a bad idea or insane. A Supreme Court case on Trump's tariff authority using emergency powers could force refunds if ruled unconstitutional, torpedoing the plan. We're going to win that, Trump. We're going to win that case. Economic concerns. This could fuel inflation. Past stimuli added 1 to 3 points as tariff already raised prices that importers pass to consumers. See, it's not a tax. It's just a price raise. I said the MAGA dollar is strong. If a billionaire company raises its taxes, this is what the Fed said. Tariffs are not a tax, and it's not a bill that you as the consumer should pay. It's a bill that the company should pay. What I educated you to say that if your company, let's say your favorite company, passes on tariffs to you in the form of a higher price, I say shop somewhere else. And I gave the example of Target. I gave the example of Bud Light. I gave the example of Cracker Barrel. And I said the MAGA dollar is strong. Can I get MAGA dollar in the chat? I said the MAGA dollar is strong. I said the MAGA dollar made Cracker Barrel change back to the original sign. I said the MAGA dollar, and how much did Cracker Barrel lose? Over 100 million. I said the MAGA dollar made Target fire the CEO. How much money did Target lose going woke? Because the MAGA dollar matters. Where you spend your money, you vote with your pocketbook. So I said to you, if a $1 billion company tries to pass on tariff costs to you, don't shop with them. Vote with your wallet. Vote with your dollar. Do you know you can vote with your dollar? The MAGA dollar is strong. So let's keep going. Critics argue revenue should cut deficits, not create new spending. So now you got the numbers. Okay. It's about $2,000 per person. It's going to cost 300 to 600 billion per round. Eligibility, middle to low income, 150 Americans. Some people wondered how many people would get it. About 150 Americans. Timeline around 2026. It requires Congress 20 plus weeks post approval. Funding, tariffs, 200 billion to 300 year projected. Shortfall could add 38 trillion debt. Check deposits. How you going to get it? Via check, direct deposit, or a tax cut. Somebody said, let's get one thing clear. MAGA dollar is not what stopped Target. It was canceling DEI program from the. Ooh. Delusional. I'm delusional. Oh my God, you believe? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's so not true. You think that one TikTok video? Oh my God. Yeah, you don't spend enough money. You don't spend money at Target. You shoplift at Target. You are a shoplifter. Look at your picture. You look like you stole them glasses you got on your face right now. You don't spend money at Target. Target didn't miss your money. Target didn't miss your money. Target didn't miss your EBT. Target didn't miss your EBT. Target didn't miss having to pay overtime to the asset development. What's their name? What's the name of the people who be catching the shoplifters? What's the name? It's not asset development. What's their name? They collect. Oh, so why did Bud Light? Why did Bud Light and Cracker Barrel? Okay, if wait, and did you see the video? Did you see the video of the black lady going into Target and it was a lot of black people shopping at Target? Did you see the video of the black lady going in Target? And it was a lot of black people at Target. So I don't know how successful, because there was only one black lady. She can't go to all the Targets in the whole country. And every time I seen that black lady go into a Target, it was a lot of black women in there shopping in Target. And they all played dumb, just like you playing dumb right now. Every time she went into Target, they played dumb. Oh, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be in here. But you go get on here big and bold as day and say, wait a minute, hold up, wait. By your own evidence, that's not true. By your own evidence, that's not true. We saw the video of you going in the Target, and every time there was people shopping, breaking the protest. Just like the nail salon. Remember, the guy beat you up and threw you out the nail salon, and the next day, y'all went back to the nail salon. The next day, y'all went back to Target. For you and your argument to work, you have to actually do the thing you say you say. I can't make this up. Somebody kicked you out the nail salon. They beat you up. This happened more than once. Number two, I would never go into a beauty supply store, because what do they do at the beauty supply stores? They take your picture illegally and they hang them up and they embarrass you for shoplifting. What are you talking about? And you still go back to the beauty supply. You still go back to the nail salon, just like you still went inside Target. You never boycotted. You never protested Target. You never stopped shopping at Target. You don't have enough spending dollars to affect the Target bottom line. The only way you affect the Target bottom line is by shoplifting. Now, let me tell you what truly happened. Target admitted what happened and they fired the CEO. Target went woke. They created bathing suits and they created clothing, woke clothing, that MAGA, because over 80% of America voted for Trump and rejected the Democrat Tim Walz tampon in the bathroom logic. We were tired of it. That's why we voted for Trump. We got rid of Title IX and we got rid of men out of the girls' bathrooms and we stopped shopping at Target. It had nothing to do with black women. It had nothing to do with black people. It is arrogant and ignorant for you to assume that what happened at Target, Bud Light, and Cracker Barrel had anything with the small modicum of black women who shop at Target. That is just ignorant beyond means, right? It is all connected to conservatism, MAGA, and Republicans saying and rebelling against the very thing you're talking about. That's why Trump won. That's what makes your statement so ignorant. Everything we're living in now is a rebuttal to what you just said. Reason why J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are in power is a rebuttal to your lies, into that lying ideology. And Target no longer sells those swimsuits. Target no longer sells those clothes. Target fired the CEO despite the fact that Americans didn't buy the clothes. Americans didn't buy the swimsuits. You understand? Americans voted for Trump and Target almost went out of business attempting to go woke, selling things Americans didn't want. See, Kamala Harris and your lies in the DNC was attempting to sell Americans a deal they no longer were buying. See, we didn't buy Kamala Harris. We didn't buy Tim Walz. We didn't want tampons in the boys' bathroom. We rejected it on 10,000. We stood on 10 toes. America stood on business. We rejected the ideology. We rejected DEI. We wholeheartedly rejected DEI across the board. We wholeheartedly rejected CRT across. Do you hear about CRT? Do you hear about DEI? No, these are fantasies of the Democratic liberal mind that the American people, black, white, Asian, male, female, and LGBTQ, like Tim Dillon, one of my favorite comedians, like the log cabin Republicans. Yes, there was a coalition across the board to support Trump, because there was a coalition of people who rejected reading on Saturday morning to children dressed up like that. There was a whole America who rejected bathrooms being shared. There was a whole America who rejected people being on sports teams with their daughters. Do you understand what took place? I can't believe the lies and the ignorance. You don't understand what happened? It only happened 10 months ago. Can we tell her it right now? It only happened 10 months ago. See, the problem with this lie from the Democrats that I have to remind them is you had a choice. You know what I love to remind these individuals is you had a choice. Just 10 months ago. It wasn't 10 years ago. Can we remind them right now in the chat? They had a choice. Just 10 months ago. You know, you had your God-given freedom to vote. Just 10 months. Do you know you had a choice just last week? Just last week, you had a choice. And guess who stayed in power? You had a choice to flip the House. The American people had a special election on November 4th. They had a decision. Do you know it's a free country? Do you know it's the greatest country in the world? Do you know it's a free country? Do you know you had a choice? Instead of talking shit, You could have voted on November 4th and you could have flipped the House. But do you really understand what it means when I say flip the House? That is the ignorance. That is the problem. See, the Democrats are so ignorant, they don't understand how to do politics. The social media got you in your fifis, and the reason you did not flip the House, because you don't know how to flip the House. You have no idea what a clean CR is. You have no idea what I mean when I say congressional math. You had an opportunity just a week ago. You had an opportunity. Remember what we like to say in hip hop? It was all good just a week ago. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. You sound insane. You had a choice a week ago. The Republicans still stole the show. 2019 and 2013, the congressional math, the House is ran by Republicans. The Senate is ran by Republicans. The president is Republican. Are you smoking crack? Do you understand the world you live in? I love what I do, Terry. I'm not, this is a podcast. This is an entertaining forum. Do you understand? I am talking shit and chewing spit. That's what the fuck I am doing, homeboy. This is a fucking podcast. Have a good time. Double tap and hit the like button. What the fuck you thought you was watching, CNN? No, homeboy. This is a podcast. We have a good fucking time and we give a good fucking education. And watch your fucking mouth before you get kicked out of the #1 chat. Watch your fucking mouth before you get kicked out the #1 chat. No one else is having this intellectual conversation. Huh? Idiots coming in here talking about black women made Target change. And every time your black ass went in there, we watched the video, you had to tell black women, why you in here? Why you in here? And every black woman I seen, we watched the TikTok. This is the thing about the delusion. You act like we didn't see it. We saw it. It went viral on TikTok. Every time you walked into Target, it was full of black women who lied to you and said, I didn't know about the boycott. I'm sorry, I'll leave right now. And then they black ass walk right back in there. It ain't no real boycott if every time you walked into the Target, it was black woman in there and they lied to your face and said, I didn't know about the boycott. That ain't no boycott. How you think you affected the bottom line and all you did was lie and still shop at Target? That is not what happened. The truth of the matter is, and you know what else is so stupid? You know what else is so stupid? You know what you should have done? You know what if you understood politics, you know what you should have done? You should have bought the woke clothing. Do you understand the logic? You have illogic. You have perverse logic. If you wanted to win this debate, what you should have done is buy the woke clothing. You understand that? To win this argument, you don't protest Target. Target needed you dummies to buy the woke clothing. Target needed you to support their DEI measures by buying the woke clothing and shopping there. Instead, you did the opposite. You can't make this up. I can't make this up. The lack of understanding of the political ramifications of your actions, you cannot make it up. And right now I can tell you're so silent because right now it's registering in your head. Holy shit, he's right. If I wanted to support Target and I wanted to direct what Target was going to do, I should have been purchasing the woke clothing. Holy shit, we did it backwards. So you know what you did? You know what? You helped MAGA. You left the woke clothing on the racks. Do you know why? You don't even understand my argument. Because no one bought the woke clothing, Target had to change direction. Do you get it now? You left the swimsuits on the rack. You left the woke clothing on the rack. They lost money. They had to shift. MAGA won. MAGA won. Can we get it in the chat? MAGA won. MAGA won. If you wanted to win, you should have bought the woke clothing. I'm helping you. I don't want you to be stupid. I don't want you to be dumb your whole life. This channel is informative. I'm a fucking professor for you dum-dums. Hello, good morning, dum-dum. I am helping you, dum-dum. So next time you want to use your dollar, I am teaching you, dum-dum. Next time you want to vote with your dollar, I am trying to help you. How do you vote with your dollar? See, MAGA understands. When Bud Light did the same thing Target did, because I can reinforce my argument. When Bud Light, hello, is this thing on? Why we don't have more likes? Why don't we have more likes? I'm giving so much truth. Why don't we have more likes? There's so much evidence here. It's so much evidence. It's sick. I'm so good at this. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting how good I am. When Bud Light did the same thing, remember Bud Light put that person on the can? Bud Light lost $100 million. Now, how did Bud Light lose money? And now Bud Light got good old white boys, good old boys. Who? Shane Gillis and Post Malone in long socks and sandals, drinking Bud Light in a folding chair. Bud Light went from woke to king of the hill. Bud Light went from woke to king of the hill. Literally, two good old boys in the garage, two good old American boys having a Bud Light. And you know what happened? The sales skyrocketed. Americans made the decision. You didn't make the Democrats was lying. The Democrats told you we wanted woke. No, we did not. We wanted some good old boys sitting in their garage enjoying a cold beer. That's what we wanted. Some good old boys. We didn't want what you wanted us to want. We get to choose what we wanted. So Bud Light creates this can. Bud Light hires an influencer that America didn't want. Guess what MAGA did? MAGA shot up the Bud Light cans. MAGA said we ain't buying Bud Light. MAGA said fuck Bud Light. That's what MAGA said. MAGA said fuck Bud Light. And Bud Light lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And guess what Bud Light did? Does anybody know what Bud Light did? Because was it the black women? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was black women. Is she black? I didn't know she was black. Is she the border czar? It's okay if she's black. I don't care if she's black. She can be black if she wants. I just didn't know. I didn't know she's black. What did Bud Light do? Bud Light changed the campaign. Bud Light changed their campaign. And I promise you, it wasn't because black women. It wasn't because black women. She's Indian. Is she black? It's okay. It's okay if she's black. I just didn't know. MAGA. What happened, huh? What happened? Bud Light changed their campaign and hired two white boys. Two good old boys. Two good old trailer park boys. And Bud Light sales went through the roof. Now, can we talk about Cracker Barrel? We talking about the MAGA dollar. Can we talk about Cracker Barrel? What happened with Cracker Barrel? Cracker Barrel tried to do a woke brand change. MAGA said, fuck that. MAGA said, we like that old white cracker. MAGA said, give us the old cracker back. I want my old thing back. MAGA said it wasn't nothing wrong. What's wrong with an old white man? Why does an old white man have to be evil? Who said old white man was bad? He's a white American. Ain't this a great question? Who said old white man equal bad? You know why I defend old white man? Because the same listen to this, the same liberals who say old white men equal bad say big black men equal Democrat. See, there's this liberal logic that because I have black skin, people come in my chat and they get confused with my Republican conservative views because they see old white man and their computer tells them racist, bad. Old white man equals bad. The same dumb mind looks at black man, Democrat, black man. You can't be Republican. My brain can't compute it. My brain does not understand what I am hearing and seeing. Boop. It's 2026. It's so idiotic in 2026. I don't understand why Democrats are so confused. But you see old white men and you are programmed to think bad. That's why you hate Trump, because you have Democratic programming. You see black men and you think Democrat. And when I don't espouse Democratic views, you are upset. You are confused. He is something's wrong with him. He's a bubba. He's this. Oh, what's wrong with him? He is confused. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Why does he say these things? He has this color skin. I'm a Democrat. I'm not racist. I'm not racist because I'm a Democrat. Democrats are not racist, but if he has this color skin, he has to believe a certain thing. Isn't that racist? Isn't it racist to assume due to my skin color, I have to have a party racial loyalty? Because I'm a black man, Barack Obama says, I owe racial loyalty to the Democratic Party. And a lot of you think this. Confusing, right? Donnie said, turn in your black card, Toby. Well, let's just report Donnie. We're going to report you for calling me a racist name. Hate speech. Donnie, we just report you. The files were released today. You late, man. Y'all late, man. We 2 hours into the podcast. We released the files already. We talked about the birthday book. Bill Clinton been on the plane. No, it's not racist to assume a black person wouldn't vote for a party that is openly racist. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. That's a horrible, horrible thumbnail. The files are released. The files are released. The files are released. And the trolls getting booted. Boot out the trolls. Boot out the trolls. Boot out the trolls. Trump committed $2,000 tariff dividend. Let's see if the video.
The White House says President Americans a $2,000 tariff dividend check. Trump proposed the policy on social media, saying dividends would be paid to everyone except, quote, high-income people. Earlier this week, the Treasury Secretary cast doubt on the payment, saying dividends may come in lots of forms. Now the White House says the president has made clear he wants the payments to happen, and his team of economic advisors are looking into it. Business reporter Alexis Christoforous is here for more on that. So, Alexis, who would be eligible for this payment, and how would it work?
Great questions. We don't
know.
We just don't know, in short. They're very short here on details. We know that President Trump has said he wants these checks to go to high-income earners. What do they define as high-income earners? We don't know.
Everyone but high-income earners, right?
Everybody but, yes. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, everybody but high-income earners. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was on ABC News, and he said, look, this can take many different forms. He said maybe it would take the form of a tax cut. It's hard to really equate a dividend check with a tax cut. But the White House says they're exploring all legal options to get this done, and we do not have a timeline. We also don't know, would these checks be going to just adults or to children? Are they going to all Americans? Lots of questions.
A policy expert at the Tax Foundation estimates that this would cost $300 billion. The Committee for Responsible Federal Budget says about $600 billion. The Treasury Department says President Trump's tariffs have yielded about $195 billion in revenue. So how is this math working out?
It's not working out, in short. I mean, you're right. The Tax Foundation did do the math on this. What they did is they took 150 million adult recipients, if we're using $100,000 as what defines a high income earner. So those earning less than $100,000 a year would be 150 million adults. If you times that by the 2,000 checks, you get $300 billion, which is more than the government has taken in these tariffs. So again, we don't know what form this will take. If it's going to happen at all, it would need congressional approval. And it's also not the first time the president has promised these checks. Remember when Elon Musk headed up the DOJ department within the government and was cutting federal workers? He said, oh, all of the money we're saving from there can be given back to Americans. And we see that never happen. So in short, don't run out and spend $2,000 on your credit card thinking you're getting it from the government, because we don't know yet.
All right. The U.S. Mint also made its final penny this week.
Yes.
So what does no more pennies in circulation mean for shoppers and for businesses?
After 232 years of production, no more pennies being made now, but there are still 250 billion of them in circulation, so pennies are not going away. What this means for restaurants, for retailers, for us when we shop is you can still use it. It's still legal tender, but most places will be rounding up to the closest nickel. By the way, it takes about 3.7 cents to make 1 penny, so obviously a lot more than the face value of a penny.
But the nickel, same thing, right? It costs more to make a nickel.
Right, so
more than 5 cents.
Perhaps that's the next coin to go away.
All right, we'll be watching. Alexis, thank you.
Yep.
Just giving y'all,
Your glasses can change the world.
just giving out some more information. Just giving out some more information. I don't know if y'all knew. Just giving out this good information, man. We'll be at. Let's get it going.
All right, so that's 1 pair of glasses.
Yep.
With prescription lens.
So $195 million collected so far. 300 million, anywhere to 600. $200 billion collected so far. The cost would be anywhere from 300 billion to 600 billion. And we're going to collect over 3 trillion in 4 years. I argue the money is there. The naysayers say the money isn't there.
20,000 newly released documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, some mentioning President Trump. In email exchanges with a New York Times reporter in 2015, Epstein suggesting reporters ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused, he walked straight into the door. And there was this exchange in 2018 with someone whose name has been redacted. That person writing, they're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can to do that. Epstein replying, it's wild because I am the one able to take him down.
Congratulations, you're now a member of Presidential Congress.
Just moments after being sworn in yesterday, Arizona Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva became the 218th and final signature needed on a petition to force a vote on releasing all of the Epstein files.
Justice cannot wait another day.
Speaker Mike Johnson now saying the House will vote on the issue. Opponents worry about protecting the privacy of the victims.
We're going to put that on the floor for vote next week.
In an attempt to stop the petition, top White House and Justice Department officials attempted to pressure Congresswoman Lauren Boebert into removing her name from it, meeting with her in the Situation Room, but her name stayed on the petition.
Why not just go ahead, release the full files on Epstein, get this all over with?
This administration has done more with respect to transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein than any administration ever.
Earlier in the day, House Democrats releasing emails obtained from the Epstein estate. Those emails include a 2011 exchange between Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein writing the quote, dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Adding one of his victims spent hours with Trump at Epstein's home, but that Trump has never once been mentioned. Maxwell replying, I have been thinking about that. House Republicans and the White House identifying the victim as Virginia Giuffre, who once worked at Trump's spa at Mar-a-Lago. Giuffre said she never saw Trump do anything inappropriate. She died by suicide earlier this year. Trump and Epstein were friends for more than a decade.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he...
Wait a minute. Did you see that? Did you see Epstein? He said I was gonna have to take the 5th Amendment, man. Hey, man, Young Thug, man, why did you take the 5th, man? Oh, man. Hey, Gunner, man, why you didn't take the 5th, man? Hey, Jeffrey Epstein took the 5th, man. Hey, that's a player. Michael Cohen, why you didn't take the 5th, man? That's a player, man. I tell you, he said, I want to answer that question. I got to take the... We watching Jeffrey Epstein files, man. Release the files, man. Release the files.
Suicide earlier this year. Trump and Epstein were friends for more than a decade.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
After
5th, 6th, and 5. Oh, my God, that boy crazy. Jeffrey Epstein said, I got to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment. He laid back like a player. Jeffrey Epstein, man, he didn't get arrested until he was 55 years old. Hey, man, Jeffrey Epstein, Reverend Durant, and he didn't do no time. Jeffrey Epstein didn't do no time. How old was Jeffrey Epstein when he got arrested in 2019? Okay, so he was 55 in 2008 when he got arrested, right? You guys, 55, 56. Then he got arrested 10 years later. Let's say he was, what, 65, 66 in 2019. He had been a playboy his whole life. A billionaire playboy. Y'all, when we talk about Jeffrey Epstein, they show you pictures of him when he's young. Y'all don't realize he was a billionaire his whole life. He did this shit his whole life. He is older than you. He richer than you. And he was doing what he was doing longer than you've been alive, bro. A lot of people who don't like Jeffrey Epstein, he had been doing what he was doing longer than you've been alive. He did not go to jail in 2019 until he was 65. Some of the victims were dead. Some of the victims passed away. When you hear Jeffrey Epstein victim pass away, what does that come to mind? Donald Trump is 70-something years old. Jeffrey Epstein, 65, would have been 70-something now. Bill Gates, these is old men. Bill Clinton, these is old men, and they've been doing this shit for a long time, man. Can we say Jeffrey Epstein actually got caught? Huh? They will never know all. American Road Runner. I seen Gene Pace on it. Also, what is American Road Runner? You on the list? What is this America? Well, from hearing Biden's daughter's diary, Biden most definitely kissing cousins. He said that to every question. Man, y'all, I don't know what's going on with this, man.
For Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken to him in 15 years. He insists he broke off the friendship when he learned Epstein and Maxwell were luring away female staffers who worked at Mar-a-Lago.
Stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place.
In a 2019 email to author Michael Wolff, Epstein writing, Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Maxwell is serving 20 years in prison for sex trafficking.
So wait a minute. Trump was right. Trump didn't lie. Trump was All we want to know, Bill Clinton, we need Bill Clinton to come to Capitol Hill. Bill Clinton need to do the same thing, and we need somebody to verify everything that Bill Clinton said. Trump said he told Jeffrey not to come back because he was poaching girls. And Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine and witnesses, including the girl, the victim, rest in peace, God bless her. She even said what Trump said is true. Jeffrey Epstein was taking girls, and Trump told him not to come around no more. And everybody confirmed that. Bill Clinton, just confirm your shit, bro.
Sources say she's angling for a pardon from President Trump. In a recent interview, she said she never saw Trump do anything inappropriate. The White House says Democrats released the emails as a distraction as the government reopens.
So what y'all think, man?
1 second. They're enabled.
What y'all think, man? We just discussing Jeffrey Epstein. Bring the wood chipper. Somebody said bring the wood chipper. That's some cold shit. Man, this birthday book, man. Hey, man, I feel like I ain't seen nobody. I'm sure people gonna talk about it today after I presented it, but I'm the first one to present the birthday book, man. I presented the birthday book. I feel proud about that. You know, when you do this YouTube shit, it's all about, you know, doing your research and presenting new information that hasn't been presented before. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is a famous dude. Who is this guy? Who y'all know that I've seen this guy before. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? I've seen that guy before. This is happy birthday, Jeffrey. Love you. That guy right there looks familiar. Who is that guy? Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. Is that the Victoria's Secret guy? That guy looks familiar. Dear Jeffrey, happy 50th birthday. This is crazy, man. Jeffrey Epstein. This is crazy, man. There's pictures I can't show you. There is a cartoon picture on here I can't show you. But it's basically Jeffrey Epstein giving candy to little girls. And then Jeffrey Epstein getting his feet rubbed by little girls on the island. It's crazy, bro. These are evil people. The thing that we need to understand is they got away with it already. Jeffrey Epstein lived his life. He lived his life. He was 50 years old. I'm not going to show the picture. Maybe somebody else might show it. But it has 1983. This is a disgusting picture that I'm looking at. It's a cartoon. It has Jeffrey Epstein, as it says, 1983. And it has Jeffrey Epstein giving candy to little girls. And it says 2003. What a great country. And remember, Bill Clinton said, what a great journey. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. I can't believe this shit, man. And he was able to do this for 50 years. Jeffrey Epstein, the birthday book. The first 50 years. This should have been my thumbnail. This should have been my thumbnail right here. This is the Jeffrey Epstein, the first 50 years. Thank you to the House Oversight Committee, man. Thank you to the Republicans in the House Oversight Committee. A lot of what we were able to do today was because of the Republicans, the bravery of the MAGA Republicans, the bravery of them in the House Oversight Committee for releasing these files. Let's go. Have the files Being released. Let's go to Grok and let's see what Grok says about the yes, multiple batches of the Epstein file have been released as of November 18 based on ongoing House Oversight Committee investigation into Epstein's estate, the DOJ's handling of the case. Yes, listen, yes, significant portions of the Epstein files have been publicly released in tranches 6 August 2025. However, not everything is out. Democrats and victim advocates argue the DOJ is still withholding key documents, full unredacted flight logs, victim statements, and co-conspirator details. Republicans on the committee claim the release provide transparency, but critics so much is already public material repackaged for political theater. I agree. This is political theater and a political sandbag attempt by the Democrats. Here's a quick timeline. What of the vote? What of the vote? What of the vote today? What of the vote today on the Jeffrey Epstein files? Today's major House vote, Epstein Files Transparency Act, November 18, 2025. Based on the context of our conversation about the Jeffrey Epstein files, the House committee probe, I'm assuming the vote today refers to highly anticipated U.S. vote forcing the release of the remaining Epstein-related documents. Short answer, the House passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act H.R. 4404 in a near unanimous 427 vote to 1. I wonder who voted no. Wow. Around 3 p.m. Eastern today, it compels the Justice Department to release all remaining Epstein case files. That's why I kicked out a couple people today. The Epstein files have been released. The whole show, this host is a tap dancing fool. Trump loves his kind. A lot of people love my kind. That's why we're watching. We're not getting $2,000 checks from Tariff. David, just be quiet. So this is the whole thing about today is that the Epstein files were released today at 3 p.m. I'm going to give you, David, be quiet. Shout out to Frankie J. Okay, this is the information to take back to the barbershop. The House passed the Epstein File Transparency Act. That means Trump is going to sign it into law. And a near unanimous vote, 427 to 1. Around 3 p.m. today, it compels the Justice Department to release all remaining Epstein case files, including the unredacted flight logs, victim statements, and co-conspirator details within 90 days of enactment, with privacy protections for victims and innocents. The bill now heads to the Senate, where Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to push for an immediate vote, possibly as early as this evening via unanimous consent. President Trump has pledged to sign it if it reaches his desk. This is a huge win for transparency advocates, including Epstein survivors and bipartisan lawmakers like Representative Thomas Massey, from Republican from Kentucky, and Democrat Ro Khanna from California, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, who led a discharge petition to force the vote after months of delays. It's the culmination of pressure from the Oversight Committee recent releases, the 20,000 pages on November 12th, and the birthday book on September 8th that we went over today. So the vote was 427 yes and 1 no, passed under rules. The lone no, Representative Clay Higgins, Republican for Louisiana. That's who voted no. Republican for Louisiana, who chairs the Oversight Law Enforcement Subcommittee, argued the bill skips due process, risk harming innocents, witness and families, and undermines the committee's ongoing probe. Already 60,000 pages released. He'd support a Senate-aimed version with stronger privacy safeguards. So the Senate may change the bill anyway. Key supporters, Massey, Marjorie, Speaker Mike Johnson, victim support groups, opposition, GOP stalling, Johnson delayed for months. What's next? Senate action, Schumer. The American people have waited long enough. We'll pass it unamended. Schumer said he's not going to change it. We're going to see about that tomorrow. Chuck Schumer said he's going to pass it unamended as soon as humanly possible. Remember, the Democrats, let's see if they be honest, man. As soon as humanly possible, Majority Leader John Thune, a Republican from South Dakota, says he could move by unanimous consent this week. No amendments expected given the lopsided House tally. 427 people voted. Potential impact, if signed, expect a flood of new docs by mid-February, possibly including full client lists, more on elite ties, Clinton, Trump, etc., and details on the 2008 plea deal. Oversight Chair James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, vows continued subpoenas on Clinton and Comey. Side note, a separate partisan House resolution was filed today by the Freedom Caucus Republicans to censure and investigate Delegate Stacey Plaskett, a Democrat, over alleged 2019 Epstein collusion. Is that right? To smear Trump. It's not voted on yet, but it ties into the frenzy. Shout out to the MAGA Republicans for being petty. Shout out to the MAGA Republicans for being petty. I love it. This vote feels like momentum building on files we've discussed. Victims are calling it decades overdue. Live reaction on X exploding with survivor stories. So that's what we talking about, man. Jeffrey Epstein files have been released, man.
Easy. Look at this video from the New York Times. This is nuts. This is absolutely wild. Newly released documents show during the hearing, Epstein was giving advice to the Democrats to go after Trump. The Post reviewed multiple video feeds from the hearing that matched the texts.
Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Did you review?
No.
Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
So in this video, you can see
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
this is massive, ladies and gentlemen. This just scratches the surface. But if this rabbit hole goes deeper, what we have is false allegations against Donald Trump, a criminal case that ultimately was brought forward for the first time in history with no unanimously decided upon crime Trump was attempting to commit. That is, it's complicated. And I have since corrected the record, though I'd call myself half wrong. The story is, as it pertains to the falsification of business records, for which this question is about in this testimony, the jury did not unanimously decide that Trump was actually trying to commit any particular crime, just that maybe there was some crime somewhere. It's never happened before that they've done this. And the only reason they did was because the charges against Trump, misdemeanor at best. Jeffrey Epstein, according to the Washington Post, was colluding with the Democrat to get this testimony, which ultimately led to a fake conviction. Sounds to me, ladies and gentlemen, we have a strong probability, should this rabbit hole go deep, Epstein, deep state, working with deep state politicians to go after Donald Trump.
Now, how many times have I said, if they had anything, after everything we knew, if they had anything on Trump?
This is crazy. Look at this video from the New York Times. This is nuts. This is absolutely wild. Newly released documents show During the hearing, Epstein was giving advice to the Democrats to go after Trump. The Post reviewed multiple video feeds from the hearing that matched the texts.
Barack Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Did you review? Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
So in this video, you can see
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief
So Jeffrey Epstein, I said that Jeffrey Epstein was a friend of the Democrats. Jeffrey Epstein hung out with Trump. Jeffrey Epstein was an operative, and they used Jeffrey Epstein to go after Trump. And how many times today did I show reports where Jeffrey Epstein said, I am the one who can take down Trump? I believe Jeffrey Epstein used that leverage to get out of jail early. That was his get out of jail free card. Remember, Jeffrey Epstein went home early under the Barack Obama presidency. It was Barack Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. Remember, Bill Clinton was his friend in 2003, flying on his plane 20 times, going back and forth to Jamaica, all that bullshit in Jamaica. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama let Jeffrey Epstein go home 6 to 9 months early. He pled guilty. Jeffrey Epstein did some horrible things. Jeffrey Epstein pled guilty. He had evidence, made him plead guilty. Jeffrey Epstein got sentenced. He went to jail, but then they let him leave jail 8 hours a day. How many people know these details? They let Jeffrey Epstein leave jail 8 hours a day. And then Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama let Jeffrey Epstein go home after pleading guilty to some of the most horrible crimes that you could commit as a man. Think about this. Jeffrey Epstein pled guilty to some of the most horrible crimes you can commit as a man. And Bill and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama let him out early. He got out early like he's a good character. After you plead guilty to that crime, there is no good character. Why was Jeffrey Epstein let out 6 to 9 months early? So under Barack Obama and under Hillary Clinton, he got his plane back. Jeffrey Epstein did not only get out of jail. This is the most complicated part that I don't understand why people leave out. Under Barack Obama was president from 2008 all the way to when, come on, y'all. Barack Obama was president for 8 years, right? Barack Obama let Jeffrey Epstein out in the beginning of his presidency, and Jeffrey Epstein got his plane back and his island back. Jeffrey Epstein, after pleading guilty and going to jail for that horrible crime, was able to fly on a private jet to a private island under the Barack Obama administration. Somebody in the Barack Obama administration thought it was a good idea to let Jeffrey Epstein go free early and give him his plane back and give him access to his private island. You know, after you commit that crime, which was a felony, you can be on felony probation that would prohibit you from flying on your private plane. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, who was the secretary, she was the top cop at the time. They could have prohibited Jeffrey Epstein from flying on his private plane. They could have stopped Jeffrey Epstein from living abroad, you know, going to a private island. After you do something like that, the government can say, you can't go to that private island because we need to watch you. You're supposed to be on the registered list. Shouldn't Jeffrey Epstein have been registered He should not be flying private in a private plane and on a private island after that conviction. He should be registered, right? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. The deal was signed by Alexander Acosta, yes, who served as Donald Trump's Secretary of Labor. Good point. Alexander Acosta said he gave him the deal because Jeffrey Epstein was an FBI informant. Shout out to Skyler for knowing his facts. That is correct. He said he gave him the deal because he was an FBI informant, which is why I support Comer in his subpoena of James Comey, because we need to find out, James Comey, what was Jeffrey Epstein working with the FBI? James Comey, what was going on with the Russia collusion hoax? James Comey, did Barack Obama direct you to investigate Donald Trump on his campaign trail? Was that legal? James Comey, what was going on with the Hillary Clinton server? Why did you release and did not? There's a lot of questions for James Comey. So you bring up a great point. Why did Comey do what he did? So, like, this is why the MAGA Republicans in the House are doing such a great job. Cuomo's subpoena. Do you understand why we subpoenaed James Comey? Do you know why we're going after Latia James? Do you know why we're going after Adam Schiff? Do you know about the Steele dossier that was fake? Barack Obama and this collusion thing. They created this dossier. They created this Russian hoax. It was always fake. Do y'all remember how many years we had to listen to, oh, he is working for Putin. He's working for Putin. And it was all a lie. Aren't you a little bit upset? Aren't you a little bit upset to come to find out after years of the TV who you trust telling you all these things and it turns out to be lies? Aren't you a little bit upset? Russia collusion was fake. Aren't you a little bit upset? How many times did you hear he works for Putin? Putin gave him money. Putin did this. Putin and Trump. And turns out the dossier was fake. Turns out the Russia hoax was a media campaign paid for by democratic socialists like George Soros. There was no evidence. The dossier was fake. The name, even Russia collusion, that was made up, created in a Democratic think tank. And James Comey, FBI director, was behind these fake investigations. What did he know about Epstein? We just learned in this video that Jeffrey Epstein, under testimony, admitted that he worked with the DNC, that Jeffrey Epstein admitted that he helped with the Trump investigation. With Alex Acosta, remember, Skyler, you brought up Alex Acosta. Jeffrey Epstein just admitted that he was working with them. So is Alex Acosta correct? The only person who can tell us this is James Comey. Then why was George Papadopoulos arrested? I don't know. Tell me. That's a good one. You know, when I hear Papadopoulos, I'll be thinking about that famous TV show. You're probably not even talking about me, but I remember reading about this. Why was George Papadopoulos arrested? Correct name, George Papadopoulos. He's a former foreign policy advisor to Donald Trump 2016 campaign. George Papadopoulos was arrested July 27, 2017 at Washington Dulles International Airport upon returning from a trip to Germany. The arrest was carried out by FBI agents as part of a special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russia interference. That was the hoax, right? 2016 U.S. presidential election and potential links to Trump campaign. He was taken into custody immediately after deplaning, handcuffed, and held overnight in detention center before initial court appearance the next day. The core reason lying to FBI, Papadopoulos was charged with and later pleaded guilty to making false statements to federal investigators. Even Michael Cohen went to jail. And did you just hear what Tim said? Michael Cohen went to jail and there was no crime. The SDNY turned a misdemeanor into 36 felonies. Are you arguing that the lawfare that Biden and Letitia James and these criminals on the left did was legitimate? So you think the 36 felonies were legitimate? Skylar, you think the 36 felonies were legitimate? You think the argument that SDNY, you on Letitia James' side? Because that's the kind of thing that, like, you're on the path. If you believe this, then you believe SDNY. You believe Letitia James. You believe James Comey. You support what Comey did with the Steele dossier, and you support what Comey did with the server, with the Hillary Clinton server. If you follow the logic, your logic, because people like you like to jump on the train and jump off the train. Let's keep going. During the January 24th, 2017 interview with FBI agents, just days after Trump inauguration, he repeatedly lied about the timing and the nature of his contacts with foreign nationals tied to the Russian government. He downplayed or denied interaction with individuals like Joseph Mossad, a London-based professor with Russian connections. So this is all like bullshit. A London-based professor with connections who in April 26 told Papadopoulos that the Russian government had thousands of emails, later revealed as dirt on Hillary Clinton, and offered to facilitate a meeting between Trump campaign and Russian. We've heard all of this before. This don't connect back to Trump. This is all like this stuff like it's like for people who like watching Power or like watching TV shows. He want to bring up Papadopoulos. Well, Papadopoulos knew this person and knew this person and knew this person and this person, and they wanted to do this. And that's how they got the 36 felonies, because they put in the Democrat head, well, this person knew this person and this person said, what? That's why this type of shit don't get allowed in court, because it's a bunch of hearsay. You want people to get upset about this person knew this person and this person said, what the fuck? Like you don't know shit about law. This person said, who gives a fuck what this person who knew this person who said about this fucking person? Don't none of that shit matter in the matter of fucking the cost of tea in China. This person knew this person and this person said. No one did shit. No one knew. Trump didn't know shit about none of these conversations, and none of the people having conversations actually had the ability or had anything on Clinton, and no one was going to give anything to anybody. But you motherfuckers want to say that's a gotcha, because this motherfucker knew this motherfucker and this motherfucker said something. Damn, what's wrong? I'm so glad Kamala lost. I'm so glad the Democrats are not in power, because we would be dealing with these delusional fucking mindscapes into democratic fucking delusional reality. Listen to this. Listen to this. Joseph Mossad, a London-based professor. So this whole bullshit is about George Papadopoulos, who none of us know. None of us know who George Papadopoulos is. Think about what this is. None of us know who George Papadopoulos is. This is all about George Papadopoulos, okay? And listen, and somehow he wants to tie this to Trump, okay? George Papadopoulos knew a motherfucker named Joseph. Joseph is from London. Joseph is not from Russia. Joseph have so-called Russia connections. I bet most white motherfuckers have Russia connections. Okay. And it says London based. He not even based in Russia. He not fucking a Russian bitch. He just got so-called Russian connections. Okay. Joseph, a London-based professor with Russian connections, who in April 2016 told Papadopoulos, listen to this, told Papadopoulos, two motherfuckers that we don't know had a conversation. It's like, this is why hearsay exists. It's as stupid as you. Two motherfuckers we don't know had a conversation. People have we having a conversation right now. All right, come on. Papadopoulos. Joseph told Papadopoulos that the Russian government had thousands of emails. Who the fuck is you to know? Okay. I can say, oh my God. Okay, Joseph is a London base. He knows some Russian people. He told a motherfucker, all right, yeah, man. Check this out. Hey, the Russian government got hella emails, man, of Hillary Clinton, man. Yeah, what? So what? Wait, hold on. The Russian government got hella, check this out, man. The Russian government got hella emails of Hillary Clinton, man. Okay, man, so what? Man, what the fuck? But did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard you. The Russian government got hella email. Okay. Okay, what you want me to do with that information, bro? Yeah, man, I'm just saying, man, you know, they got it. Okay. Let's keep. Oh shit. Let's keep reading. The Russian government had thousands of emails later revealed as dirt on Hillary Clinton and offered to facilitate a meeting between Trump campaign and Russian officials. Yeah, man. I can set up a meeting. Yeah, okay. What we gonna meet about? No, man, we can set up a meeting with the Russians that I'm kind of close with a couple of Russians. I didn't know. I thought you was from London. I know some Russians too. I know some Russians, and I can make a meeting with the Russians and the Trump, and we could exchange the email for what? Why? No, I don't know for what and for why. Okay, a Russian female national referred to as Olga, it's like a cartoon, in court documents, who posed as a research assistant and connected him to a supposed relative of Vladimir. You can't make this shit up. This is why you don't hear about it in the news, because it's so fucking stupid. Why don't you talk about it more? Thank you for bringing up George Papadopoulos. I love you for bringing up George Papadopoulos. That was the greatest alley-oop. A female national named Olga in documents. The bitch name wasn't Olga. She posed. Listen, the bitch wasn't Olga, and she wasn't the research assistant. A bitch named Olga. A bitch who proposed to be Olga. And a fake research assistant connected him to everybody lying. How is this legal? So Olga ain't Olga. She's not a research assistant. Is she connected to somebody who was lying about being a relative to Putin? What? Papadopoulos falsely claimed these contacts happened before he joined the Trump campaign in March 2016, when in reality, they occur after, and he even forwarded emails about potential Trump-Russia meetings to campaign officials. He told somebody he had a conversation with somebody else, not Trump, not nobody that matters. Nobody knows Putin. The Olga bitch ain't Olga. The Olga bitch ain't a research assistant, and the Olga bitch don't know Vladimir. So what did Papadopoulos tell somebody? Papadopoulos didn't know nobody. Papadopoulos couldn't. Everything is fake. It's like fake. This is fake news. This is the real fake news. How could Papadopoulos tell something when the Olga bitch is fake and the Vladimir Putin connect is fake? There's nothing to tell. Okay. Papadopoulos falsely claimed the context happened and even forwarded email. Okay. His lies were intended to distance himself and the Trump team, not Trump, the Trump team from what was probably an illegal act. Probably, as he later admitted. Why did he admit that? Driven by ambition and loyalty to new. Oh my God, this Biden made him say all this. These falsehoods hampered the investigation. What investigation? Notably by delaying the arrest of Misford, who fled the U.S. and was never ever. Wait a minute, Joseph. Remember the dude Joseph I told you about with the Russian connections that really wasn't Russian? Because the bitch was fake. Wait, he London based and he supposedly knew Russians, but wait, he was in America the whole motherfucking time. And he left America and he never was arrested. So Papadopoulos went to jail. Olga was fake. Mulford probably was fake. He left. He probably was CIA. He probably never really existed. And this was all an elaborate setup to take down. Here go the broader context. Role in the Russian as low level. Listen, as a low level, unpaid Trump campaign advisor. This is cruel. This is horrible. Skyler, so he attempted to set up a meeting with he attempted to set up a meeting with the nobody. He did not know nobody. He was set up. Listen to who he was. He was a patsy. Listen, Papadopoulos was a low-level, unpaid Trump campaign advisor. He was a patsy, a low-level, unpaid Trump campaign advisor. Papadopoulos, it was his first campaign associate charged in the Mueller campaign. His tip to Australian diplomats in May 2016 about the Russian dirt on Clinton indirectly triggered the FBI's crossfire hurricane investigation into Trump-Russia ties. So they're using him. He's a patsy. He's a scapegoat. Comey and these guys are going to say, because this low-level, unpaid buffoon had a couple conversations with people he didn't even fucking know he was talking to, and he didn't know what he was talking about. Because remember, the Joseph guy is the one who said and brought it to him. Think about what happened. Papadopoulos is an idiot. He doesn't know anything about anything. Joseph Mifsud, Joseph Mifsud, Mifsud. Joseph Mifsud brings this information to Papadopoulos, the dummy who's not getting paid, who's a low-level dummy. This will allow the FBI to have entrance into investigating Trump because this low-level, unpaid dummy on his first campaign who doesn't know what's illegal or legal has a conversation. We don't even know if he knew what the conversation was going to be about because he's a low-level, unpaid, first-time person trying to move up in politics. He don't know what's right and wrong. He don't know who to talk to. He has a conversation. Turns out the FBI probably set up the whole thing because Joseph is nowhere to be found. And so FBI was recording the conversation. They used this conversation of this low-level idiot to start an investigation on Trump. I just read it. It says that as a low-level, unpaid Trump campaign advisor, Papadopoulos was the first campaign associate charged in the Mueller probe. Probably one of the only people. His tip to Australian diplomats in May 2016 about the Russian dirt on Clinton indirectly triggered FBI's crossfire hurricane investigation into Trump-Russian ties. So this low-level idiot who wasn't even paid is the reason they started the investigation. That's crazy. Man, my back hurt, y'all. It's about to be 3 hours, man. It's a lot more information I could go over, but I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to ask one more favor before we leave. We're very close. I need everybody watching right now. I'm going to ask a favor. Yes, it wasn't the Steel Dulce. No, it wasn't. I need everybody watching right now to double tap and hit the like button. I'm asking a big favor right now. I'm asking everybody who's watching, who enjoyed the show, who had a good time. I need you to go ahead, double tap, and hit the like button. And I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys. And even Skylar and people, Frankie D, you have been representing very hard in the chat. Go ahead and hit the plus sign and become a member of the channel. Frankie, go ahead and hit the plus sign and become a member of the channel. Somebody said done and done. Salute to you, brother. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for your support. I think it's LaBearski 44. Did I say that right? LA Bearski 44. LaBearski 44. That's a pretty elaborate name. Yes, sir. LaBearski 44. Shout out to you. Frankie D, thank you for your support. Thanks, bro. I will. Skylar Sprout, nah, this was a waste of time. Skylar said it was a waste of time. Well, come back, Skylar. Seems like you enjoyed yourself. You participated vigorously. You gave us some great information. You made us laugh for the last 10 minutes. We've been rolling. Thank you to bringing up George Papadopoulos. That was this hilarious, you know. But that context is greatly needed as we go into Latia James. You know, Latia James is being prosecuted. Latia James had multiple homes. She lied on her loan documents. She said that her dad was her husband. It's deeper than that. It's not only that she said her dad was her husband, but she has her criminal niece living in the home. Her criminal felonious niece who sells drugs and prostitution lives in the house paying her rent. And what I always said is Latia James is the prosecutor and a police officer. How can you be renting your home to a criminal who doesn't have a job? That means you're accepting illegal tender for rent. So yeah, man, you know, Adam Schiff prosecution, Latia James, this lawfare that took place when they went after Trump with those 36 felonies. So thank you for bringing up George Papadopoulos, because we need this context. A lot of people don't understand what happened under Biden and Obama with these false prosecutions and how they falsely went. You know what else is great about this? When you look at this, what's the name of the investigation? It's called what was it called? Papadopoulos. What was the name of the investigation? It caused Mueller probe, Papadopoulos campaign charged Mueller probe Australian diplomats and triggered the FBI Crossfire hurricane investigation. So we need to understand the context of the lawfare that took place. When you hear about Arctic Frost, Crossfire. Now, this is what I like to share, because today we talked about Epstein. And this is one of the arguments that I've put forth. With Crossfire, Arctic Frost, 36 felonies, with all of the multiple layered investigations, they subpoenaed Trump's cell phone illegally. Donald Trump, Barack Obama subpoenaed Trump's cell phone and the vice president. My argument has always been, if there was any dirt to find, if Donald Trump was associated with Jeffrey Epstein in any nefarious way, it would have came out, because that's how hard they tried to stop Donald Trump from becoming president. If they could have found anything, all they found was Stormy Daniels, Papadopoulos. Do you understand what my argument is? If there was anything available, they tried to assassinate Donald Trump 3 times because they couldn't find any dirt. They tried to kill him. If there was anything on Donald Trump that was dirty as it associates with Epstein, we would know it, because they looked. They dug and they dug and they dug. They used Papadopoulos. They used the Russia hoax. They used Arctic Frost. They used Crossfire. They used secret court subpoenas with Arctic Frost. Remember, there was a secret court and a secret judge. He lied. Did you hear about the details with Arctic Frost? Investigation into Trump? If it was a secret investigation. I'm bringing it up because if there was anything to find, they would have found it. If there was anything to find, they would have found it. All right, you guys, have a good day. I'm starving. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Same bad time, same bad channel. God bless America. God bless the president. Shout out to you, Frankie D. Salute, everybody.